Wonderful. Good afternoon from Hamburg. My name is Ines Kaps, and I'm very happy that you've decided to join this webinar, to join this LinkedIn Live, or to take your time and watch this video, watch the replay. What is today's topic, and what would I like to share with you today? I've created a project success accelerator, and in this next 20 minutes, I will go through the reasons why I have created this program, what the content is, how it works, how it's structured, who to whom it will be beneficial. So who should join and who should not join, and then about the steps if you're interested in how to register. The current doors to this program are open. They are open until the 24th of November. And then I will close the doors for 2024, focus on bringing all the people within the program to the next level for their current projects, and then work on addressing professional services companies for 2025. So, who I am. My name, as I said, is Ines Kaps, and I'm a very experienced project manager, project turnaround manager. I've been doing projects for almost more than 25 years. I've started running quite significant projects already in my studies, way back when. And in my professional career, I have delivered and implemented more than 300 projects in a very successful way, predominantly in the area of digital transformation, which means either implementing a new technology, implementing a new software in a department or in a company, or supporting a company in their transformation when they said we would like to restructure our whole processes, restructure our whole departments, outsource a lot of systems, and in this process transform the way we work and use technology to support them. I've also managed some carve-outs. A carve-out is typically a situation when one company is buying parts of another company or the whole company, and then a carve-out is when a company is selling parts of their company to another company, and they need to carve out, so bring processes, systems, and people out of their organizational structure and out of their technology structure, and then it's integrating it to another company. And I was the work stream lead for IT carve-outs from the buying side. So I really helped the whole process in carving out a lot of IT projects and integrating them into a new organization with new processes and with new team structures. So these carve-out, that's the carve-out situation. I've also supported companies in post-merger integration. So that's basically the process after a carve-out, when you have taken in new processes, new systems, new people, and you really want to make it work. So it's not only integrating them at a moment in time and say now you've integrated, but then it's making these new processes, new systems, new people really work efficiently within the new organization. And a post-merger integration usually takes not only a couple of months, but sometimes a couple of years, depending on the complexity and depending on the size of the company. So these were the type of projects that I was involved in. I was also running at a peak of COVID. I was running 35 projects as an engagement manager. So I was responsible for the financial impact and for the success of the project. I was not leading every individual project myself, but as an engagement manager, I was responsible for coaching those project managers and leading the, let's say, the most complicated and difficult projects myself. I would say from my USP, I see my USP in being able to communicate very well with different stakeholders, identifying those stakeholders, and really being able to present not only to C-level, but to all different stakeholders, very complex situations and topics in an understandable way. So one of my USPs is my communication skills. Another one is my, let's say, how to make it happen. So my strength in prioritizing things very drastically. So really focusing on the most important topics, on the most important elements to get a project over the finish line and to really make it work. So it's really this prioritization, addressing difficult topics, escalating things if they need to be escalated, and demanding decisions. So usually in projects, you have situations where management, let's say, doesn't decide or takes time to decide and make the decision. And as a project manager, you're often running out of time and you're working against time. So this conflict of management needing more time to decide and you're actually working against the clock is something that really is very difficult to manage in a project. And I'm very good in preparing decisions for management and really engaging with them so that they decide in a good time so that it's that the project can be successful. And I think the third USP is my courage to do so and my endurance to get things done, to keep nagging, pointing, not pointing fingers, but, pointing to the things that need to be changed, that need to be decided to. It's this tenacity to keep going and keep pushing and keep doing until things are done. So I think this persistence to get moving and going and doing things to get it done. This is something that I'm very strong, and that's why I can say I have successfully implemented the projects and crossed them crossed the finish line and finished the projects, not always in time, but really finished the projects. And I think these are the experiences that I'm now using to help other project managers to be successful. And that is, let's say, the idea behind the Project Success Accelerator. So as I shared a little bit about my experience of what I've done so far in my projects, I think it was 8 months ago in April, May 2024, when I was thinking about what are my talents that I have and that I can use in order to build a scalable business. And as I said, I'm a full-hearted project manager. I love projects and I know that I'm really good at it. And I'm also good at coaching people, supporting them to be successful. So these are, let's say, the two elements that I know that I'm good at. And for me, this was then the idea to create an online coaching program. And I tested the market, and I came to the conclusion that this is something that could work. So the Project Success Accelerator is also a subscription model. And this is something that may change in 2025, because I realized in conversations and with how the people react to a subscription, that this is probably not the right approach. Because usually when you talk about a coaching program, everyone asks, well, how long is your program? And for me, it's a subscription, so it is as long as you need it. And I realized now that with all the conversations I have, that people have a let's say a resistance to this. It's like, what how long do I need it? I don't know how long I need it. And it's very personal how long a person would like to have support for a project, and how long they need the subscription to last to become a successful project manager. So until tomorrow, it is a subscription. This means if you want to join for a month, you can join for a month. If you want to join for 3 months, you can join for 3 months. So it's a very flexible approach. As of 2025, this will change. I will provide a 3 months package where you say, I can join this program for 3 months. And I also will make available a 6 months program. So there is no monthly subscription, monthly possibility anymore. It will be, as of 2025, 3 months or 6 months, and that's it. So what is the content and the approach of this Project Success Accelerator? From my experience, it is essential to understand your surrounding in your project. And what do I mean by that? I mean by that you need to understand your stakeholders. And it's not only to say, well, I need to do a stakeholder analysis, because every textbook, every project management training tells you to do a stakeholder analysis. Fine. But how do you do it? And what questions do you need to ask to really understand your stakeholders? And I have a whole module about not only stakeholder analysis, but to really go a step further and do stakeholder profiling. So to really, really identify your key stakeholders and what their situation and what their goals are. Because if you understand your key stakeholders, you also understand their business case, their goals, their fears, and you really identify, well, who of these key stakeholders could be your ally and who is probably working against the project. And this stakeholder profiling analysis is so fundamental for every project, because it not only shows you the potential relationships that you need to build, the network you need to establish, but also what the project politics are going to be. And you always have project politics. You always have company politics. There is, and if you're in an association within in your spare time as a hobby, there are politics as well. If you look at your families, you don't talk about family politics, because politics has such a negative tonation. But whenever people are involved and there are relationships, you have people who work together and are closer, and then there are people who do not like each other and who do not support each other and work basically against the topic. So these relationships and project politics is nothing else than building relationships, building a network, and really understanding how this network works. and how, yeah, how, who has influence, who has power, who is using their influence and this power. It's this understanding how this, let's say, collaboration, this network of people is working, and how your influence and your impact can be part of this network, and how you use your influence and your power to navigate and bring this project to success. That is project politics. And that is, sorry, that is a key element in this project success accelerator. So the first stage is really getting this clarity, your project clarity on stakeholders, business case, and politics. The second stage is about you and your personal growth. You as a project manager, you really need to understand, well, what are your values, what is important to you, in order to define your boundaries. It doesn't make sense when you are drowning in work. And drowning in work means that you have not set your priorities and you have not set your boundaries. And a project manager who is drowning in work and who is on the brink to a burnout does not make successful and good decisions. So if you're drowning in work and you are on the brink of burnout, you're not going to be a successful project manager, and you will not be able to lead the project to success because you are exhausted. And that is a huge risk to any project and to any company. So, therefore, your priorities and your values are a key foundation to be a successful project manager, because with your values, with your goals and priorities, you really identify what is important to you, what is important to the project, and what do you need to delegate, and how do you say no. So this is all interrelated. Finding or understanding your values, understanding your priorities and your goals is your foundation to say no, and it's also your foundation to become confident to say no, to your clients, to say no to your stakeholders, and also to say no to your line managers, so that they don't add the 20th project onto your table or the 227th task onto your table. And we will train these communications and these conversations so that you build the confidence and also the routine to say no in a way that is acceptable to your stakeholders and to your line manager and clients. So it's not just saying no and that's it, but being in the position to negotiate the priorities, because just because they are putting something else on your table doesn't mean that you need to do it, and it doesn't mean either that you need to do all the rest again or still. So you will be in the position to say, yes, we can talk about this new activity, this new requirement, this new task, but let's sit down and discuss the priorities. Is this really a high priority that will lead to success? So that will lead to success for the project or for your career. That's also very important. And if this is so important, what are all the other tasks? Are they still very important, or can we either delay some of those tasks to another month or another year, or maybe to someone else? So it is this self-confidence and this absolute self-confidence to say, yeah, of course I can take this, but in the same time, what do you take off of my plate? So it's this: if you want to give me something, you need to take something. It's this 100% normal conversation to say it's a give and take. You want something, you give something. It's and having this mindset that you don't have to do everything. And nothing is not everything is super important, but you're taking in your line managers to help you prioritize. And this is not only a mindset shift; it's also a training. So training to be comfortable and yeah, have this in your routine. And we will work on this routine. And in this program, you will gain the routine, the confidence, and the courage to really do so in role plays. So it is really this training and exercising in a safe space where you say, okay, next time I will do it. This is the stage of growing your confidence. And the third stage is when you know your surrounding, you have the clarity, you have built the confidence, and now with a clarity and confidence, you will be able to act with courage, because addressing a conflict is never easy. And I sometimes also sweat a lot when I know I need to address something critical, and I know I need to talk to a senior manager about something not working, and addressing that they need to change or they need to move on. It's not always a comfortable situation and experience, and sometimes it's like, really, I don't want to. And building the courage to go into these crucial conversations is something that you're building over time. And it's therefore where I say a month is probably not enough, from my experience and from the experience I have now with working with great women in this program. It's and I would recommend 6 months. 6 months is the time where you will be most successful in your transformation. If you say, I will take 1 month, take 1 month, and you can decide after this 1 month if you want to continue or not. So it's totally up to you. So the coaching system is really getting your clarity, building your confidence, and then acting with courage in your communication, in conflict management, and in the change management of your project. So how does it work? We have weekly power hours, and power hours means weekly there are currently 4 opportunities where you can dial in. It's on Thursdays, it's in the morning, in lunchtime, and in the evening. And as of December, I'm probably adding the Wednesday evening in German. So you can either dial in English, in the English power hours, or in the German power hours. You can dial in at any power hour. So if you dial into 2 or 3 power hours per week, you can absolutely do so. I think 1 power hour is typically something that people are using. And from the experience I have, typically people dial in once a week for 1 hour, and they ask all the questions. So they ask, how do I set up the project? How do I get management to prioritize? I have a team member who is not performing. I need to address a client and I don't know how to do it. Or I have a lot of project managers within my program. They don't fill out the reporting templates. I need them to engage more in the project reporting. So there are very project related questions they ask in this power hour, and you can come in with any project related question, sometimes also with career-related questions, but these are the hours. This is your safe space where you can ask anything. And I would like to address here the safe space again, because there is no line manager in this power hour. There is no client, there are no stakeholders in this power hour. You have a safe space and you can ask anything. And you will get very practical input, very practical ideas that you can implement the day after or on this day. So it's very practical and very orientated onto your current situation. That's the power hour. Once a month, we meet for a deep dive. And in this deep dive, these are 2 hours on the last Thursday of the month, where we go into depth when it comes to relate to stakeholder management. How do you actually do a stakeholder profiling, as well as how do you build your reputation as a project manager? How do you do a safe, scaled agile framework workshop to prioritize across the program? So these are really 2 hours, very deep workshops where we go into the depth of a topic. And this is also the space where you say you can test and train your role plays. When you say, I have a difficult conversation coming up, can we do a role play on this? So that's really the space where you can build your experience in running these conversations. And the third element is that there are self-paced learning modules on those topics: stakeholder management, business case management, project politics, values, goals, reputation. All those topics are also distilled into small and very digestible modules. And there are also workbooks and templates that you can use and fill out and really instantly use for your project. So that is the Project Success Accelerator. That's the coaching system. What's the transformation? So basically, the transformation is really you are gaining more clarity for your project. You're building the confidence to act as a strong project leader, because you're building your practice, you're practicing in role plays, and you become more and more courageous in addressing conflicting situations or conflicts, addressing, saying no to your line managers, to your clients, and also addressing, let's say, if there are any claims coming up. There is also a transformation for your business, because when you're working in this Project Success Accelerator, you're tapping into my 25 years of experience. So when you're ramping up a project, you don't need to learn everything that what I've done again. You can really tap into my experience, and you will speed up the process within your project. You will also gain clarity and increased quality, because there is a lot of documentation and a lot of experience I have also in when it comes to documentation in pharmaceutical areas. So very document and very, very compliant related projects, or data protection and cybersecurity projects. So I can really support you in improving the quality of your project. And then in the end, it's also increasing the impact and increasing the return on investment of your project. So these are, let's say, the business related outcomes that I have seen happen in in the projects where my clients are working in. So what are the reasons you may want to join? The reasons are, it's either your first project and you say, well, actually, I would like to have some guidance, some help, and be more ready to run the project. That is maybe one of the reasons. You might be a very experienced project manager where you say, well, actually, I would like to have a different view, an external view, whether the way I'm running the project, because maybe it's your first very complex project, it's your first carve out, it's your first post-merger integration, where you say, let me get someone who helps me in a very critical time of the project. And that was the reason why I have said it's a subscription, where you say, maybe as an experienced project manager, you don't need 6 months. Maybe you have a very critical project where you say, well, actually, these 2 months would be very beneficial if I had someone who is helping me through this situation. And then you may be a project manager who says, well, actually, I would like to elevate my skills. I would like to be able to communicate my successes in a better way, because I want to move up the career ladder and become a senior project manager. So I really would like to make the next step career-wise in project management. So I think this Project Success Accelerator will help you to really build your reputation and showcase your project skills and the results that you have achieved in the project, so that you can make the next career step. What are the reasons not to join? Basically, the Project Success Accelerator, as I said, is a safe space where you can ask all your questions, and where you can train your skill set and gain the experience that you need and the confidence you need when you need it. If you are in a situation where you say, well, I know whom to ask, I have a very good network, and I don't need the safe space, then probably that's not for you. And because you already have your Project Success Accelerator within your network, you know who to ask, and you get all the support you need. So that's basically where I say, well done for establishing the network you need in order to thrive. So keep doing what you're doing and keep being successful. And maybe, but maybe you know someone who might be the right person, the ideal client for this Project Success Accelerator, and maybe you want to send them this link of this video, and maybe it's not for you, but it's for them. And I would be very grateful if you would do so. What is a typical month? So I was sharing about the weekly power hour and the monthly deep dive. So what you see here is basically a typical month. Currently, I have only women in the program. I've also been asked by a lot of companies if I will do this for mixed teams, and I will offer this for mixed teams. And the typical month will look like this. There will be power hours for mixed teams, and there will be power hours for women only. And if you're thinking about, well, it could be something for my team, for my mixed team, the women in your mixed team will always be able and be invited to join the women-only power hours as well. Because I know and I've seen that women in women-only coaching groups ask differently and open up more. So it will always be for your mixed team, the women will always be able and allowed to join the women only coaching calls. The coaching calls are always in small groups, so I will foresee not more than 7 people in such a power hour. 7 people, not every person does not always have a question in those power hours. So that's why I will always have a small group of people. There is a great energy in this group of people, and it is also essential that you are learning from others, and you're learning from other questions. And therefore, I really focus on small groups because you learn from each other. And I really would like to elevate and use this common knowledge and this common understanding in those small groups, in those power hours. And as you see, there is this deep dive at Thursday evening, once a month on the last on the last Thursday of the month. And if the program is expanding, there will be more opportunities for deep dives in the last week of the month. So probably there will be also deep dives on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, so that you can join at any time, and you also have the flexibility. Because my idea when I've designed the Project Success Accelerator was I've designed it with a busy project manager in mind. I was a busy project manager, and sometimes my weeks were different. So I had time in one week on a Thursday, and on the other week I had time on a Wednesday. And I will be able to provide this flexibility too. So sometimes you are a morning person, and a different person is an evening person. So there is always a possibility for you to join, to ask your questions, and there is always a possibility for you to join the deep dive. The sessions are recorded and transcribed. So in the coaching program, in the coaching platform that I'm using, you will find all the transcribed and recording as well. And the coaching platform is very easy to use, and it has a very strong search engine. And this means when you're basically searching for, let's say, stakeholder profiling, or when you're searching for conflicts or claim management, you will receive all the minutes of the different sessions we had on stakeholder management, or on claims management, or on leadership. And you don't need to watch all the sessions. You only watch the minutes and the moments of those sessions. There is also a bot in the program. So when you ask the bots, easy, how do I do stakeholder profiling, it will give you the answer of how you do it, and then it will show you exactly what videos and what templates are related to stakeholder profiling. So it is really a great platform that helps you learning in the moment. You have a question in this particular moment about project management. You ask the question in the program, and you get the answer for your question in this moment. So it's basically instant learning. You don't need to learn 5 days in January, but you actually need those information in September. You ask the question when you have it. And that is the essence of the Project Success Accelerator. I would like to support you in the moment where you have the question in, so that you are successful in your project. That was the overview of the content. How is it structured? How does it work? I have a lot of great testimonials, and I know that in order to really sell the project success accelerator, I should highlight the testimonials way more and talk a lot about the stories of these great testimonials. There are videos of these women, and yes, up to this moment in time, I only have women in the program. This will change in 2025. There will be mixed teams in 2025. And I hope that at some point in time, men will also be a testimonial for me. And I would really encourage you to go to my website, www.passionforprojects.com, and watch those videos, because they are really incredible testimonials. If you want to join, you can register for the program until the 24th of November 2024. The QR code drives you right to the registration page. And as I said, up to 2024, there is a monthly possibility to join. This will change in 2025. There will only be 3 months and 6 months. If you have any questions, the easiest way is, as it is the 23rd of November and there is only one more day for registering in this year, just drop me a line, drop me a comment, or DM me, and I will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I hope this rather long and detailed video and LinkedIn Live on the Project Success Accelerator was valuable to you. And maybe at some point in time you are open and to join the Success Accelerator, or maybe you have someone where you say, well, that might be valuable and interesting for a colleague, or that might be interesting for my company, for my professional service team. I'm more than happy to have a conversation. Drop me a line and we'll get in touch. Have a great rest of Saturday or whenever you watch the video. And I wish you amazing and really successful